In this video, I'm going to show you the updated way to create accounts for this process. What I've noticed over the last probably month or so is that some of my accounts are getting disabled. All right, so either when I verified and it's live and I'm waiting to come back and suspend it, it will be disabled, or more so, after I suspend it and or after it's been reinstated. And just to kind of touch on that, it all has to do with the account's quality score. Yeah, I don't actually have a scoring system, but basically it's a brand new account. It has no history, no activity. And if you think about it, the first thing we do is create it, verify a profile, watch it go live, spend it, request reinstatement, all in one sitting. It's turned out to be a really bad idea. The other bad thing is, like before, it used to be okay to load that account up with as many profiles as we wanted, or were allowed to, I should say. You know, verify everything, suspend them, request reinstatement. Okay. Bad idea. I've learned this. Things change like weekly. Okay. So I'm not trying to make life difficult on you, but the facts are the facts. Reality is reality, and that's where we live here, okay? Spamming Google Maps is not necessarily an easy thing to do, and if it's not for the faint of heart. So that being said, we want to create accounts that have a little bit higher quality score, just for a lack of better term, and so that they don't get disabled, or the disable rate is a lot lower, because it sucks, especially if you put like 6 or whatever profiles in there, had some reinstated, now you can't even get into the account. You have to appeal. Hopefully they reinstate the account. When you go inside the account, whatever's in there suspended, especially if they're reinstated, there's a chance now that they won't get reinstated. Whereas like even 2 weeks ago, I kind of wanted to have the account or the profile reinstated, watch it suspend without me doing anything, and then request to reinstate it. Turns out that's just not flying anymore. So we have to create, even though we're creating new accounts, we have to have something that has a little bit more realism to it, a little bit more quality, again, for lack of a better term. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to do that in this video. So I just have my basic information, and I'm going to set up my profile in Camleo. Most browser management platforms are very similar. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead. I think I have it here. Let's go here real quick. All right, that's my IP. So I'm going to go into good old Camleo. I'm going to click on New. Okay, I'm going to pick United States English if I'm verifying in the United States, or whatever country some of you are verifying. It's the same process. So I'll go here. I don't like to use the mobile version, so I'll use like Windows Chrome or Mac OS Chrome, something like that. I'm just used to Chrome. Okay, there's really no meaning behind it. So I'm going to go ahead and click on select, and I'm going to name my account by the account holder name. So that's Melody Marks. Made it up. So we'll do this. Melody. You know, I don't know why I can't type today. Melody Marks, great. I'm going to go now, depending on what type of IP proxy you have, it could be SOCKS 5, could be HTTP. I don't really notice a difference in that. So I'm going to go ahead and put the IP in, and I'm going to pause this real quick, put the port number in, my password, etc. I'll be right back. One quick thing, okay, so once you grab your IP, there's a lot of different sites out there. I just use iplocation.net. It's kind of an aggregator of a bunch of sites to check where the IP address is located. So I'm going to go ahead and paste my IP in there. Click on IP lookup and make sure the vast majority, in this case, are in the United States. And I don't like this one because, as you can see, the first 2 are in the US and the rest are in Belarus. So I'm going to go ahead and find a different IP. Again, didn't know this was going to happen, so I'll be right back. We'll try another one. So I found an IP that actually is in the United States. Sometimes if you get one site that's saying it's a different country, that's okay. The other one just wasn't okay. So we have New York City, Alabama. Don't know why it's in Alabama, New York, Alabama, Honduras. That happens a lot. No big deal. Alabama. Again, I get my IP, my dedicated IP proxies from buyproxies.org. They're all the same. These sites all suck. So when you get IPs that are, predominantly not located in the US based on these different sites, open up a support ticket, whichever site you're using to buy the IPs, list them, just say, hey, Google doesn't recognize these in the US. They're supposed to be in the US. That's what I selected. And could you replace them? As long as you're polite, you will always get replacements. At least with buyproxies.org, you're going to get a replacement like within 30 minutes. So not a big deal, just kind of a word of the wise. So this is the IP address I'm using. I'm going to go ahead, do this off screen. I need to hide my password, unfortunately, and I'll be right. Okay, so that's all done. Just waiting for the profile to load. There's the browser. This is just a personal preference of mine. If you're using Chrome or pretty much any browser, the default's really small. Maybe I'm blind, or maybe I'm just going to do this for the video so you can actually see. So I'm going to go ahead and increase that. And then the next thing I'm going to do is just type in google.com or gmail.com. I like clicking the link for Gmail for some reason. All right, so pay attention. We're going to do Gmail, create account. In this new screen, it doesn't always ask you, is this for business? Are you a child? Or, is this for personal use? We're going to do these for personal use. Even though we're using them to verify GBPs, just say personal use. So the name, again, is Melody Marks. Go ahead, hit next. Very easy stuff to do. We already know this, but I'm just going to go through the process. Make up a birth date, gender. Okay, so at this part here, you notice I'd even put a Gmail address in because a lot of times they just suggest one. So I'm just going to put something like Marks, Melody, nothing else after that. I'm just going to copy that. Odds are it's probably already taken, but they should suggest something. Yeah, this is taken, so come on, give me something else. All right, maybe they didn't give me a suggestion. All right. Being difficult here. All right, so that just ended, what was it? Oops. I think it was Mark's Melody 119. I hope it was, but this is just an example anyway. Go ahead and grab your password. Again, just bear with me. We all know how to do this. All right. Recovery email. Now, in the old initial account creation, I was kind of big on the recovery email address. I just found you really don't need it up front. Maybe as an extra layer of security later on, you can add it, but I don't know. It doesn't seem to make a difference. Obviously, the recovery number does make a difference, and you definitely want that, but we're just going to skip this for now. If I want to add one later on to secure the account a little bit more, I will. So skip. Okay, add a phone number. Going to text verified. Now, just a quick note about text verified. I don't know if this is the best source anymore. The problem is it's so hard to find a good provider, right? And my only issue with text verified is these numbers are being recycled quite a bit. And if we're selecting Gmail, that means people are using it for Gmail quite a bit. So I don't have a solution for you now, and I'm going to continue using this, but it is a drawback. I really haven't thought about this since I started using it about 2 years ago, but it's just something that you may want to check out. If you find something better, great. I don't do Russian sites and stuff like that for 25 cents for the verification. Hell, I think those are even worse. So anyway, that's my little spiel on that. Go to Gmail, obviously. Phone number. And by the way, when you click on Gmail, if it says nothing, just keep clicking on the Gmail icon. You will get this to pull up eventually, so don't worry about it. It's kind of annoying, but don't worry about it. Okay, of course, we're going to select next, send. And this is the kind of crap that happens with Google. Okay, so let's go back. Look for our code, 976675. 675. And I'm just going to take my phone number before I forget, even though you can go back in the account later and grab it. It's just a habit of mine. So I'm going to go throw that right there. All right. come back, click verify. We're good to go. Always click yes, I'm in. Okay, even if you're not in, just click yes, fine. I used to not do that. Just, yeah, sure, great, I'll participate in it. Good stuff. Confirm. Okay. So we are in the account now. That's our free version of Workspace. And remember, we did this for Gmail, not for Google Business Profile. So that in itself, I've noticed, is a good way to go about things. They just don't like brand new accounts for GBPs. Okay, so we're going to have to do a couple things before we get to that point. Okay, so there's like a quality issue, or not quality issue, but you want to do some things in the account to warm it up. Now, if you don't want to do this up front and you want to do it after you're verified and live, that's fine. I spend the time doing a couple of these things to warm up the account. There's a lot more that can be done than what I'm going to show you, but we have to balance security versus how much time we're spending on this. And yeah, a lot of times I only do one profile per account. That's the other thing I want to talk about. Loading up the accounts with multiple profiles seems to be a flag on two levels. One, they tend to get disabled, especially if you're suspending them all in the same sitting, so to speak. So if I'd stay away from it. The max I would do is 3 profiles per account. Yeah, it takes a little bit of time, but it takes more time is trying to appeal and disable the account or have everything messed up. Okay, that takes more time. So what we're going to do now is I don't do this on all the profiles because I don't think all profiles have photos, but it is part of completing your profile. So this is the creepy thing that I do. I'll go to Bing. I guess it doesn't matter because you probably show up in Google image search as well. I'll go to Bing. I'll go to images. I'll type in Melody Marks. Oops, I'll probably get some kind of adult film thing. I don't know. But I that or like amateur headshot of a woman or something like that. Okay, yep. It's kind of getting what I thought we would get. Let's find something. Try to find a picture or a photo that's of kind of a normal person. This probably wasn't the greatest search, but I'll try to find something. I'm sorry. I'm just laughing at this. I should have known better. All right. I'm sorry. I can't do this sometimes. All right. I'll take this picture. Save image as Melody Mars. Get over it, Mike. Grow up. All right. I kind of did that name on purpose, to be honest with you. It's kind of a small picture file. Let's see what happens. Get over it, Mike. All right. Let's go ahead and let's upload the picture. My computer. Not really trying to be stealth here. I'm just trying to get a profile picture. See if it looks any decent. Sure. There, we'll do something like that. All right, now that we have our profile picture, that's good to go. We'll go ahead and leave that. You're going to get this email right here. I'll just dismiss that. Okay, let's get started. Welcome to Google. Your new account comes with the access to Google products, apps, and services. Here are a few tips to get you started. Blah, blah, blah. You want to get, keep me posted. Great. It's going to sign me up automatically. The whole point of what I'm doing here is doing normal interactions inside the account instead of like, oh, here's account, nothing on it. Let's go ahead and slam a GBP down their throat. I just said that. Anyway, now once we have that going on here, we've done that. Let's see if another email. Confirm your options are right for you. We can't download Google Apps on a laptop or desktop, so that's irrelevant. Let's confirm our options here. This is our privacy. This is basically our home page right here for the account. Privacy and personalization, manage your data and privacy. I've kind of go through these, not all of them, but I'm just going to show you what I do. Okay, so you want to make sure your web activity is on. You want to make sure your YouTube activity is on. What you don't want to do is show your location history for obvious reasons. So you're going to leave that alone. All right, and so we're going to go to privacy suggestions available, review suggestions. Okay, make a plan for your account. Use Inactive Account Manager to plan what happens if your data if you stop using your account. It's just another action that I can do. Plan what happens, blah, 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 decide, blah, blah, blah. Okay, you can see the screen. Okay, add a phone number. I'll click on add a phone number. I will select the phone number I use to verify the account. You can always select another number, but I like to keep the things kind of, in line with each other. Manage contact email. If you click on that, you can add another one. That's really not that important, in my opinion. And what the hell happened here? Okay, let's try this again. Have that. We'll just click on next. Choose who to notify and what to share. If you have a recovery email or just some other email, you can go ahead and add that. It's not very important. Auto reply is not important. We'll just click on next. Review plan, confirm. So that's your first thing that you're going to do to kind of help secure the account. If we go down, let's see, personal info. We have that, manage emails. Okay, we don't need to put home, work address, and other addresses. That would be something you do if you're really trying to warm up an account for verification purposes down the line. See how your different profiles appear on Google. Don't care. Again, you could fill out all this if you want, but we have to take consideration of our time. So like I could do profile on maps, blah, 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 blah. I'm just showing you this. I don't actually do that. Not for this purpose, just because it's too much time. Go to about me. You could sit there and fill out all these other things, contact info, more about you, education. It's basically like making a social media profile, and you can do it for you or anyone. Just going through some of the options. I don't do these for this purpose per se. So we have all of that. Passwords, general preference. You want to make sure. Some people are buying aged emails. Some of them suck. And they were created in Bangladesh, Pakistan, or India, not singling out that part of the world. That just happens to be what happens. That makes sense. That just happens to be how it is. And so a lot of times this won't be in English. If you're in the US or verifying in the US, you kind of want to make it English. It just is what it is. Where did I go here? Input tools, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so let's get to what I actually do. So we have all that, data and privacy. Take a privacy checkup. We've already done something like that. Yeah, we've already been here. Maps, timeline, YouTube watch and search history. We want to make sure that's good to go, which we have it right here. Personalized ads. I can show you just so you have an idea of what to do to really warm up an account that you want to age, and you can answer all of these questions. You want web activity on, areas where you search Google's on. These are all defaults anyway, as you can see. Relationships, blah, 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 blah. All right, so that's in my ad center. All right, so now that I have that now that I've shown you all that, just so you know, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Google News. A lot of people do this. I'm not the first person to figure this out. In fact, I think there's several courses out there in optimization where those people show this for optimization purposes. So I want to go to US. I want to follow the news from the AP. Follow, I said. World? Sure. Follow. Now, this is interesting. If you're going to just do a single profile per account, you're going to click on here, click on there, put your city and zip, and then it will subscribe you to their local news feed that Google considers local. So that's fine. I don't know what profile or if I'm even going to use a profile in this account. Just showing it for an example. Business. You don't have to select all of them. I guess it doesn't really matter. It's not like it's going to be a red flag or anything. So yeah, and one of the reasons why I do this is because then you're going to start getting emails coming through your inbox, which shows activity, which is a good thing. It's not just some shell profile with nothing in there and here's my GBP and it's suspended and help me reinstate it. I've kind of seen that's a little bit of an issue. Can't prove that 100%, but it's something that you just want to take into consideration. What's the For You? Yeah, okay, For You is just the feeds basically that I just followed or subscribed to, kind of. Yeah, these are just articles. There's automated programs out there that will do a lot of these activities. Again, I'm showing you things that you don't necessarily need to do. I just want to give you some ideas, maybe for other purposes, hint, hint, on what you do to warm up an account. But anyway, the Google News following is great. The next thing I do is I go to YouTube. All right, and this is, in my opinion, somewhat important. Okay, now I don't want the Sunday ticket. I hate when they want to see my location. Of course, they want to see it because I have location history off, whatever. So I'm going to click on a video. Go ahead and mute that. I don't know if you could hear that or not. And then I'm going to subscribe. And then I'm going to right click and go on YouTube. And then I'm going to look for some other videos. And let's see. It doesn't really matter what the videos are. I'm going to subscribe. You get the gist. Going to go back to YouTube while this video plays. All right. It's part of their history. They're going to see stuff going on. I'm doing this slow. I actually do these steps just because, and that's when I'm going to use 3 profiles, or we're just creating a bunch of profiles we want to warm up for this purpose or other purposes. Sure, I'll like that. Okay, so now that we've had some watch histories going on here, right? It's like an hour long. We're not going to keep it on for the whole time. Let's just do one more. You get the gist, right? Subscribe. Okay, so now that I have this going on, I'm going to go to the hamburger menu on the left, click it, go all the way down to settings, and I'm going to create myself a YouTube channel. It's pretty easy to do. Okay, now there's a continue or select or whatever button here. The browser I probably made it's too big. Create channel. So there you go. So Melody Marks, very questionable character and picture, but is what it is. Okay, it's being created. I'm going to refresh it. All right, so now I have my channel. I have some watch history going or viewing history going on here. I've subscribed to the different news feeds. I'm going to get emails into my inbox on an automatic basis. There's a ton more you can do for other purposes outside of what I'm teaching here. You have an imagination figured out. So anyway, that being said, I have this. Now, what I like to do, but I don't require you do it, but I like to have another level of confirmation, and you go to settings, you go to channel status and features. Okay, you don't have to do this. This is just something I do. Of course, now it's running slow. Welcome to YouTube Studio. Okay, so these are the different features. By default, your standard features are there. Advanced features, you actually have to meet some requirements before you do that. But intermediate features, you just click on this because it's eligible, not enabled. And I'm going to click on verify phone number. So before I do that, I'm going to go back to good old text verified. Click on this, search for YouTube. Again, don't have to do it. I'm just kind of a nut bag. Yeah, I said it. So anyway, YouTube. I grab my phone number. I hate when I copy on this. It doesn't let me open the browser. All right. So click on verify phone number. So it's like a double verification of sorts. And if you add in the email recovery and verify that, great, you're good to go, I guess. The activity is probably more important than that. Get code. Let's go back here. Let me get rid of that. 297546. Now, this usually takes me about 2 minutes, but I'm just going slow and I showed you some other options, okay? Phone verified there, all right? And phone verified for the account. Go to YouTube, what's going on here? It's still viewing. I might just leave this on for a little bit. Close, and we're done. Okay, so if I go to my inbox, I don't have any other emails yet. Eventually it's going to have like, news feed, YouTube, stuff like that. But this is the way that I suggest you start creating new accounts. Now, if you have help, assistants, employees, or whatever, you can have one of them just have it be their only job for a week or so and just have them create these and let them sit. One thing I did forget is, again, I'm not sure what profile I'm going to use in here, but I'll just do some Google searches. Let's just see. Submarine. Let's see. Where do they have submit? What was that submarine thing? Submersible. There we go. Okay, I have some stuff going on here. I'm going to click on that. I don't care about that right there. Kind of go through here. These are just extra things you can do. I'm going to look at NFL. I'm just going to search NFL. Let's do Bears, Chicago Bears. That's where I'm from. We haven't won a Super Bowl in forever. So anyway, Chicago Bears. We're going to do some click-through. It's kind of like click-through. Okay, you don't have to do all these things, but I'll look at Twitter. The point is you're seeing some searches. Don't spend a ton of time on this. And the other thing I wanted to bring up, it should be the last thing I want to bring up, is when you're using your profile, your account, and you're done doing something, log out. Okay, I wasn't doing this. I thought, oh, it's better just to keep it logged in. Not really. Log out. The next time you go to the profile, log in. Do a little bit of activity, even after it's been verified, even after it's been reinstated. Just do a little bit of activity. I don't typically do all this. I might do local searches for a second once I know where the city my profile's in, but this is a way just to warm things up, and so it looks like some kind of real human being. And so if I just came in here, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, here's the GBP, reinstate it. It's not working out that well. Plus, of course, the main idea is we don't want to have it disabled because that just sucks. So that's the video on the way I recommend you create accounts. Just remember, if you don't do it up front, once you have stuff live in there, you might want to consider it then. If you don't consider it then when you're requesting, or after you've suspended, or when you're requesting reinstatement, I'd really advise that you do at least a couple of these things. So anyway, that's that, and I'll see you in the next video.